Hello beautiful souls, this is Poonam Kaur and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a bit different and a bit sensitive because some people may not like it. But anyways, I'm going to say what I have to say because I feel responsible. If I know something, I must make other people aware of that. So, how this video came into existence? Let me show you.
How the hell does our existence as trans people affect your life?
So now, based on this question, I'm going to answer. I'm not going to just speak it all. I'm going to show you. I'm going to support my answers with the facts.
She know she got the sweet stuff. Shawty came from Mexico. She know she got the sweet stuff. Shawty came from Mexico. She know she got the sweet stuff. Shawty came from Mexico. She know she got the.
So have you ever wondered that after COVID, why suddenly there is so much of flood of trans celebrities all over the world? Yes, all over the world, and even big brands are promoting transgender people. They are promoting transgenderism.
Hi, it's me, Patagonia, a real-life homosexual. And today I'm here with the North Face. We are here to invite you to come out in nature with us! Wow, this is nice. We like to call this little tour the Summer of Pride. This tour has everything. Hiking, community, art, lesbians making art. Last year, we gay sashayed across the nation and celebrated Pride across the nation with hundreds of you across the nation. This year, we're back again with 2 new stops. Atlanta, GA. Why? Because you're there. In Salt Lake City, we're coming for you.
Hi, can we go?
Of course! This year, all these fabulous speakers will be coming from inside this TV to a nature near you. So come outside and celebrate the beautiful LGHGTV community. That's pretty gay.
Have you ever given it a thought? I bet you didn't. So, there is a big agenda. I call it trans agenda. What these people are trying to do is to make transgenderism normal. But it is not normal. Why is it not normal? Let me tell you with examples, right? Transgenderism is a very carefully planned agenda that is being pushed so hard on the mainstream human beings so that they are made to believe that it is normal to be a transgender. But trust me, this is not normal. Why is it not normal? Because if there is a transgender person, if he has converted from man to woman or a woman to man, that doesn't make them that way, right? Because a biological woman has periods and can bear children. A trans woman cannot have periods and cannot bear children, right? Similarly, a trans man cannot impregnate a woman, right? For example, if 2 trans people are marrying, if a woman is marrying a woman, right? In that case, what is happening? They are adopting children, right? And the child they have adopted came out of the union between a man and a woman. For that child, the womb was of a woman, but the seed was of a man, right? Similarly, if there are 2 men, they are getting married, but then they are adopting a child. In that case also, the womb was of a woman and the seed was of a man. So, in this way, even if they claim that they have adopted a child, this is normal, they can raise the child, this is not normal, not at all, because this way, very soon, we are not going to have biological children, and that is going to be drastically detrimental for human existence. I think by now you have started to understand why this trans agenda is being pushed so hard on us normal human beings, right? Now, what is happening? These trans people, they are stepping into the territory of normal human beings, right? Imagine a man who has turned into a trans woman is still having a male genital and still wants the access to women's bathroom, right? He's given access to women's bathroom, but then he goes in there, he rapes a woman, impregnates that woman, and he gets away with it, right? Now, the point here is a biological woman never impregnates a biological woman. point. Not only this, now just see this man who calls himself a woman. Now he is a trans woman. He wants the access to women's sports, right? Of course, a man cannot be beaten by a woman in her own area, in her own field, in her own game and sport. So this way they want to invade the territory of a woman and beat her in her own game, right? And how is that? Let me show you with an example. So watch it carefully.
My name is Leah Thomas. I'm a transgender woman, a former college swimmer, and the first trans athlete to be named Division I NCAA champion. I started swimming when I was 5 years old, and it has taught me so much. It's given me so many opportunities to learn, grow, develop, and connect with my peers. Opportunities that I wouldn't have gotten if I didn't have access to athletics. That's why it breaks my heart to see trans kids across the country lose out on these opportunities. The Department of Education has proposed a new rule for Title IX regarding transgender athletes. This rule would prohibit blanket bans on transgender kids, especially in grades K through 8. However, it would not prohibit discrimination against trans kids in the high school and college levels under the guise of competitive fairness. This rule is a good start, however, it is not enough. During this time of intense anti-trans backlash, the trans community needs explicit protections from discrimination in order to live our lives freely and equally. Luckily, this rule is not final. We have a 30-day period to urge the Biden administration to amend the rule and grant equal protection for all transgender kids, because all trans kids deserve the
Recently, I've been traveling all across the country to speak to college campuses about my experience competing against the biological male and why I think it's crucial to protect women's sports and women's spaces. So that's exactly what I did at San Francisco State University. But upon my arrival, I was met with a mob of left-leaning protesters who ambushed me, who held me hostage, who held me for ransom.
Colleges and universities used to be the home place of freedom of thought, freedom of expression. We've now seen this well-established phenomenon where colleges and universities are the place where if a conservative shows up to express him or herself, there often is a mob and the person's life is in danger.
I mean, what I saw, what I dealt with, what I continue to deal with, I don't even know a good word for it. That experience was truly traumatic, and I definitely feared for my life in those hours that I was barricaded behind this door. Of course, the majority of people know this is wrong, but it's just the people who are willing to say so.
Now you see, not only this, there is more to it. The third thing is that these trans people, they teach the children that it is okay to choose your own gender.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but Drag Story Hour is not targeting children. Drag Story Hour is saving children. Now, hear me out. Let's say you're a parent and you have a child who maybe doesn't fit in. Maybe they're being bullied at school. Maybe your little boy likes to play with dolls. Maybe your little girl wants you to call her by a boy's name. This happens. And sometimes even people in your own family don't understand it and they don't accept it. So maybe as a parent who loves their child, you want to bring them to a place where they can feel safe, where they don't feel like they're so weird and they don't feel like they're going to go to hell because they're different and they won't be bullied, but where they can hear stories about people like them, where they can hear beautiful stories about acceptance and love, rather than by entertaining colorful clowns for the fun of it. Maybe just once it'd be nice to let these kids go to a place where they feel like everything's going to be okay. That's what Drag Story Hour is. Parents bringing their children to a library, to a school, to a bookstore. No one is kidnapping children. No one is targeting children. These parents have decided to bring their children to Drag Story Hour. So please stop saying that drag queens are targeting children. I personally don't even really like them that much. Thank you.
My question to you is, do you think it is absolutely okay to choose your own gender? Not at all. We are made and designed absolutely correctly by the Creator, right? And these people are trying to mess with the mentality of a normal human being, right? So these are a bunch of people who are suffering from the mental illness. They need to get treated, right? And we, as biological, normal human beings, we have to take care of our children. We have to take care of our future, and we have to take care of ourselves, because if we call them transgender and we are okay with it, they are okay with it. But the moment we tell them to us as normal human beings, then they call us the transphobics, right? Because they want to overpower the mind of normal human beings in such a way that we normalize seeing transgender people around everywhere, and we feel that it's totally fine. No, it's not fine. Let me show you a clip why it is not fine, it is not healthy, and what is their agenda. See, in this clip, they are saying we are coming for your children. And children are the future of the society. Once these people catch hold of our children and brainwash them to choose their own gender, then can you imagine, can our children live a normal life? Do you think in this way, in future, there will be biological children born? I leave you with these questions. So one more point here is that they had been pushing these agendas from a very long time in different forms, right? So I have other videos. I have spoken about the other agendas, how it all started and how they are pushing us, the normal human race, towards the existential crisis. If this keeps on going in this pace, very soon we will be extinct, and here there will be clones or there will be AIs. AI is going to take over the whole earth, right? So at this point of time, it becomes imperative for us to wake up to the reality and to take this call and to not allow transgenders to be a normal thing in our day-to-day life, because our actions today are going to save our children and are going to save the future of humanity. I hope this video helps. If you still have any questions, queries, doubts, do let me know in the comment section below. I'll get back to you on the same. I'll see you next time. Till then, stay happy, stay healthy, stay fit, stay in high vibes, and remember, let your consciousness fly high, because the sky is to fly. Namaste.
I've been called a groomer, I've been called a pedophile, and I'm neither of those things. I live in a society that's going to call me that just because I do this, because I wear a bra in front of children or something like that. Alright, well, my name is BB Majesty. I am doing a drag story hour for Drag Story Hour DMV. I read 2 fabulous books that talk about diversity, about inclusion, all the good things that pride and community is about.
And what do you hope the kids learn from this?
I just hope that they know it's okay to be themselves, even if themselves mean it's a little bit outside of the norm, out of the status quo.
And then you were saying that, it's not sexual or anything like that, but you're a biological man, right? And you're wearing a bra and stuff, and you're sitting in front of the kids. Do you think that's not sexual, or to be dressing as another gender, or wearing a bra in front of the kids?
I think sexualizing stuff like gender like that is a little ridiculous. I mean, honestly, I don't think so. I am mostly covered up. I think if we're gonna go there, we can talk about beaches and how people are literally showing skin. I am showing skin, I guess, but it is it isn't in a sexual way. I'm not undressing in front of the kids. I was feeling a little self-conscious about the bra choice especially.
Right.
Although I kind of okay, I'm covered with this here. I have a necklace covering this general area because I try to be very wary about that kind of stuff, because that is the pushback right now.
Right.
That's how are these queens gonna present themselves in front of these kids? But for me, it's I try to I create a character that's kid friendly.